All right, guys, I bet you're very, very excited for today because we are done with long division for quite a while. So today we're on chapter 5, and it's all about rounding decimals. So it's chapter 5, add and subtract, or I should say, the lesson is all about rounding decimals, but the chapter is adding and subtracting decimals. Today we are rounding decimals. Okay, so the way that you round is by trying to find a number that's really easy to work with. So that's kind of the purpose. Okay, so the purpose is to make decimals into easy numbers so you can add or subtract. Oh, yeah. So you, got ahead of myself, can add or subtract easily. And actually, you can approximately, that's the wrong word, add or subtract easily. Okay, so here's our examples. So if you look at example 2 on this first page, which was page 303 was the first page, this is 304. I like this one because it really gives you very good directions. So it says we want to round this number to the nearest tenth. Okay, so keep in mind, let's actually put this in our notes. If we have a decimal here, these are ones, tens. You guys know that. We've gone over that a ton, right? But on this side, let's remind ourselves that these are the tenths. These are the hundredths. These are the thousandths. Okay, so now that we have this in our notes, the decimal point is here. We know how we want to estimate here, right? Okay, so it says, first of all, we need to round to the nearest tenth. So we take this number and we find the tenth. So here's where they did it. We're going to underline the number that's in the tenth spot. So it's the one right to the right of the decimal point. Okay, now that we know that this is here, we look next door. Okay, we look at it and say, is it 5 or more? And no, it's a 3. So if it's a 3, we don't have to do anything to this 7. So it would just become 46.7. Okay, but let's put an example over here. Let's say it was 39.46. Okay, and we want to round to the nearest tenth. Or excuse me, yes, tenth. Okay, so again, we look at the tenth, and then we look at this number next door. Since it's a 6, it's going to make the 4 turn into a 5. Okay, so if it's 5 or more, you raise the score. So this number now becomes 39.5. All right, let's try one where we don't raise the score like we did over here. Let's do 60, or we'll do 6.31. So again, we're looking for the nearest tenth. This is not 5 or more, so this just becomes 6.3. So whatever this last number is, you drop it off, okay? Because we want it to be the nearest tenth. All right, so let's look at your homework page. This is page 307. I'll just organize. Okay, so on page 307, let's do these bottom ones together. So here we want to round each decimal to the place indicated. So it says hundredths, and hundredths is this number. So you always underline the one that it said to do. So that's hundredths. Then we look next door. Is this 5 or more? Yes. So he's going to give his power over here, and now it raises the score. So it would be 5.48. Okay, let's try this next one. We're looking at the tenths. The tenths, remember, is right after the decimal point, so it's this 3. So we go next door, and this 5, is it 5 or more? Obviously it is. So it raises the score. This becomes 4.4. Okay? This one's a little different now. We're looking for the ones. So the ones are over here. Again, it doesn't matter if there's a decimal point or not. You still go next door. And is this 5 or more? Yes. So this becomes 2. And you just get rid of the decimal point and you get rid of this one because you're rounding to the nearest 1. Okay? Let's go over here to the ones. We want the ones. Hey, there are no ones. Is that a problem? No, it's not, because we still go next door, and this is 5 or more, so we'll raise the score again. 0 now becomes 1 more, which is 1. Okay, now we're looking for the hundreds, so we go right here. And this is hundreds, 5 or more, absolutely. So we raise the score. Everything else stays the same. And this last one, 17 and 92 hundredths, and we're looking for the nearest tenths, which is here. 5 or more? No. So this just becomes 17 and 9 tenths. Now, if this seems a little bit easy, it's because it is really easy. And the reason you're going to do this is, like I said before, because later you can add or subtract easily. You can get an approximate answer, no problem. You will use this in your life for sure. Okay? All right, so I'm going to just clarify something in my notes. So underline the round 2 number, meaning, remember how it says round to the nearest hundred? Okay, so underline to the round 2 number, look at the number to the right, okay, so that's step 1. Step 2, here's step 3. Next thing, if the number is 5 or more, raise the indicated number by 1. Okay? And actually, I ran out of room. I want to write one more thing, so I'm going to put it over here. Drop all the other numbers to the right. Of the indicated number. Sorry, I'm adding on. Ran out of room. Okay, so as long as you follow what we were doing over here on this other page, remember our homework page, you will be fine. Let us know if you need help.